Exactly. I was kicking it, kicking it, kicking it. That joint still was like,
Bro, I went a whole different way. I didn't even come 270. It took me 70 to 32.
The Name Production.
Good evening, kings and queens. I am Yogi 1AO, Young Original Gangster Imperial, the one and only, and you're tuned in to another edition of For the Culture Report. As always, I'm joined by my king and best guest host I could ask for. We got some talking to do.
man, it's gonna be awesome today, man. It's gonna be awesome. Dave Anonymous checking in, man. You already know what it is, man. Hey, man, Kenworth Katrina's coming in here today,
Hey, I was working. I mean, it ain't really a secret. I let everybody know on social media who was coming through and everything. And you know, she stays on the road. She stays busy. And one of the reasons why I wanted to have the sister Kenilworth come on was because the topic for today is something. Of course, the topics are going to be something that we're versed in, but something especially that you're versed in as an educator. I wanted to talk about education today. When we talk about For the Culture Report, as everyone knows, For the Culture Report is to speak on topics and issues that surround the urban environment, not just the African-American environment, but the urban environment. I'll say it again, as I said on the premiere episode. We all live in the same communities. We all have the same issues. We are all looking for answers and solutions to these problems. We have to take platforms. We have to take the steps and initiatives. So I'm doing my part. This is For the Culture Report. We're going to go into it. I want to start by a statement. I want everybody to think about this statement that it was a statement that someone that was very dear to me, a mentor when I was going through mental health training, and another mentor had told it to me when I had first joined the military. And they asked me, they said, Yogi, do you think that there are more black men in prison or with college degrees? And I was so brainwashed.
That's a wild question.
I was so brainwashed at the time. I answered because all I saw and all I thought I was getting away from was prison. I wasn't paying attention to the fact that I had went to college young, that I left college because I didn't feel like my grades were up to par. I felt like I was putting in the effort. My grades weren't up to par, and I couldn't not be a leader to my peers. So I was like, I got to do something. And my parents, especially, if you leave in college, what you gonna do? Because I was a scholarship student, so they're like, college don't come free.
Yeah.
And when I answered the question, I said prison. He said, you're wrong. You're wrong. And that's one of the things about this show is to not exploit the negatives in our communities and in our culture, but to exploit the positives. When we talk about the young, the OG Eddie Kane, and shout out to the OG Eddie Kane, NEKEDIETV Television, the person, the curator of the station puts this all together. If y'all don't know who Eddie Kane is, you probably ain't got no buzz.
You're in
anyway,
Rock in Utah somewhere.
you know what I'm saying? At a Mormon camp with a veil over your head. But I wanted to speak on this because the brother, the OG Eddie Kane, he had put up earlier today about there's this 18-year-old young man, this young king from out of D.C., who got accepted to, what was it, 25 different universities, full rides from Ivy League on down.
That's amazing.
Now the issue is, we of course pay attention to that, but that doesn't hit the news
At all.
The nine queens that just made judges, they all ran together to become judges, and all 9 got seated. That didn't make the news. It made social media, but it didn't make the news.
I was about to say, I seen the picture. I seen the little picture, but I definitely didn't see it on the news.
And that's something that I think that a lot of the younger people, that's the issue. They see, when they see the Popeye's chicken sandwich,
Jesus.
when they see the whole debauchery of the culture, of, okay, it's fried chicken, so this is how black people gonna act, and they play on it. The news plays on it. They push it. They push the agenda of the same agenda that was pushed for so long that, all right, well, you know, you could put a suit on them, you could give them a 6-figure job, but give them something. Give them some Jordans, give them some Balenciagas, watch them snap out and lose their mind, but they won't line up that same way. I say, I would love to see, like one of the posts that I put up the other day showed that this long line of brothers and sisters, of kings and queens, and they weren't standing in line for food stamps. They weren't standing in line for assistance. They were standing in line to vote for their children's school. And this was back in like the 60s.
That's awesome. That's powerful. You gotta show me that.
And that was part of my initiative when I lived in Chicago. The brotherhood that I am a part of, but in Chicago, we were ordered to go door to door and say, it's okay, we'll walk you. Because they made it difficult. It was always outside of where the bus lines went. Even though they were voting for schooling in their district, they made the voting happen where it was difficult to get to so that the majority vote would not go in the favor of the community that most of the children went. And that's what I wanted to ask you. Being an educator, do you see, now I know that you work in the behavioral health and special needs field of education, but do you see more teachers pushing the students and letting them know what they have ahead besides just a class that they're taking with them? Because I had that. I had my teachers like, you're a freshman. You're a freshman taking junior classes. What school, what college you going to go to? What you going to major in?
Yeah, well, it depends on what the teacher is. I see there's teachers that's really engaged and very on deck with helping the kids. But you got some teachers, they not really on deck, man. I'm going to keep it real. Some of them are frustrated with some of the kids, you know what I'm saying? And some of them are frustrated with some of the parents because you got situations that they might build a situation and what they built on will be destroyed due to home situations going on and the parents is not being hands-on. So it gets frustrating for some teachers, and they not.
Now, when we talk about that, though, we have to address the fact that the home dynamic has changed, especially in the urban environment. The home dynamic has changed where it's very difficult. When I was younger, both of my parents worked. Both of my parents went to school. My father, he joined the military, so he was gone, but we were taken care of. And I came up in a time where social classes were still pretty solid. So you had poor, lower middle class, upper middle class, then you had opulence. And we started off poor. You know, I was a PJ kid. My aunties took care of me a lot. I didn't even know how old my aunties were till I was an adult. I didn't even know. I just remember riding around in Datsun 280Zs with styrofoam coolers hitting the park and rec centers, and I thought my aunties were the best things.
That's what's up, though. At least y'all going out, man.
Because at home it was discipline, obedience, education. You know, when my parents spoke your name, you said coming, and you start moving towards the direction that they were in. They did not call you twice. You were to be seen and not heard. And if you did I grew up where I saw kids that got $20 per A on their report card. You know what I got if I didn't get an A?
I feel what you. You ain't even gotta say it. It was the facial expression. You ain't even gotta say it. But it was different times. Just like you said, it was different.
But I believe because my parents were more hands-on, because they knew that it was important. I was always a bigger kid. I was tall and skinny, so everybody always thought, oh, he can play ball. And I ran track and played ball, but that was later. But my parents always pushed me to believe. I was just telling the OG. My mom told me a long time ago, you're big, so people are always going to want you to do something physical. But if you're not smart, if you don't work your brain as hard as you work your back, what are you going to have when your back gives out on you? And that was always something that I felt like empowered me as a person, is to always work to be smarter than the next person. Now, I'm not always going to be smarter than the next person, but as long as I work towards it, because you can't tell me I can't read a book. You can't tell me, instead of watching, a trending show, I watch documentaries because I just love education. If I went on Jeopardy, I probably wouldn't win the whole thing, but people that know me personally probably be like, well, yeah, of course, he knows a whole bunch of random stuff.
Oh, if you like that, dog, you got to do it. You got to do it, bro.
I don't know.
You got to do it.
I kind of want to take some artists and I want to take some influential people and do like a DMV versus like West Coast Family Feud with Steve Harvey and really get that.
That'll be ill, though. Like, I'm all about education, bro, so that'll be ill.
So let me ask you this. With the topic being education, what got you on the road to be an educator?
Man, I was a knucklehead, for real, and I used to get kicked out of schools, you know what I'm saying? Like, It's a man in this room right now. Like when he was at the same high school as me, I was skipping like I was all type of stuff. You understand? So what made me get into it is because I wanted to help kids that was like me. You know what I'm saying? That just might have been lost or whatever and needed a little bit of direction, a little bit of guidance. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of tough love. So I got into it because of that, man. Me, once I got into rap and different things or whatever, some things was a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it real. So I started seeing that part. And I wanted to help the kids that might get distracted by certain things or whatever and keep them focused or whatever. So that's what got me into education, man.
And I have to say, I think that in the urban environment, it's very, I want to say it's very re-encouraging when people that are on their path of entertainment, to be entertainers, it's very consuming. It requires a lot of time, you have to show up. When people ask me, how you do all this, like, you just have to show up. How do you know all these people? You have to show up. When it's not about you, you have to show up. When it is about you, you definitely have to show up.
It's paying dues.
But I think that it's really it's encouraging for me when I see persons that are entertainers and they're thriving to excel their careers and they're branching out to expand their listening groups and their experiences, but they take the time to sit back and show the youth, and they do the youth programs, they do their volunteering, because I know for myself, I was encouraged by the people around me and that looked like me. So when my aunties would take me, their boyfriends, my uncles, you know, had a whole bunch of
quote unquote,
a whole bunch of uncles. You know, my uncles, when they would ask me what I wanted, most kids, they'd be like, yo, you know, I want a pack of Rainbow, I want them Michael Jackson, them Thriller Now Laters, you know, I want this, I want that. I wanted to go places, and that always bothered them because they didn't expect that answer from a kid. I was like, what you want? You want some candy, yo?
Yeah,
nah.
You want a candy or a video game or something?
You want to go to Disneyland? Nah. I want to go to Aerospace Museum. It don't cost nothing, but I need a chauffeur. I need a chaperone. And it was like, why you want to go there? Space.
It's different.
Space. I see space, so I want to learn about it. You know, but
it's different. For a kid, that's different, brother.
And it was always something for me. I always wanted. It's just like now. I've always been a person that wanted. I don't want what everybody else wants, because it's if you have what everybody else has, then what makes what you have unique?
For sure.
And education is one of those things. If you have a higher education, or if you thrive to have a higher, now some people it takes them 10 years to get a 4-year degree. At least you working. It's like
stuck it out too.
So for yourself. You said like music and things like that. What kept you motivated? Because being an educator, especially in this region, they up the ante. They up the ante. If you're a teacher now, you have to go for your master's. Now they have the programs and everything to help the teachers because, as we all know, athletes get paid millions, teachers get paid thousands. Yeah. You know,
it's just the way it is.
And then they still require now they require the athletes to go to college. You can't recruit out of high school anymore. But there's still no push to help the teachers feel more valued, you know. But to me, it is a selfless service. It's you know what you're doing, so you know why you're doing it. Stepping into it, it's like unless you're going PhD to be a professor and that's a goal, your main goal is to say, I influence class after class after class, and out of those classes of children, I have this many that went to college, have this many that graduated summa cum laude, and I taught them how to learn.
And that's what keeps you motivated. You were saying what keeps me motivated? That right there.
Did you see the first autistic person that got the PhD?
Yes, I did. I posted that with like you already know. I work with autism kids, so when I see that, it shows they can do whatever they really focus. Like you just gotta have patience with them. That is all you gotta have.
See,
man.
I work with adults with autism spectrum, multiple personality disorder, and schizophrenia. And everybody always asks, how do they respond so well to you? I said, because they're adults. So I talk to them like adults. I expect them to handle their responsibility. I don't. Hey, do we curse?
No.
That's condescending. That's condescending. They're grown. They're the same age as you. Some of the house workers were younger than them. And hey, do we use that language? And they look at them like, go get my snack and get my meds.
That ain't gonna work, man.
You know.
That ain't gonna work, man.
But I did want to touch on that now. I want to do a video break. We always do, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just let y'all know, we do a video break to introduce the artist that we're going to have on.
Indeed.
And the artist that we have on is loved. She is just, I mean, sometimes she is so busy. Sometimes when I run into her at venues, she just looks at me like, "Oh, okay, what's up, man?" But then later she's like, "Oh, my bad, you know." And she always comes in with, I'm talking about an innovator, a queen, a sister to so many people. All the OGs in the game are just very proud of her. I'm proud to call her my sister. I'm proud to have her come on this program. I'm proud to be able to hear what she has going on and let you all know some of this. I follow this sister. We talk on the phone, and with this topic, with tonight's episode being about education, I feel like it's very important as an MC, as an educator herself, as someone, when everybody has excuses, she creates avenues, and she doesn't do it just for self. We're talking about the queen that put together the Resurrection Queens. If y'all know anything about the Titan Awards, the DMV Awards.
Yes, Lord.
And not just awards, but to show the unity and to put forth. Now, she put her own time, effort. Her name alone carries weight. Now, she a tiny little thing, but she big, though. She real big though.
Kill it on the stage.
If you have a small stage, you might as well take it out the way and tell the crowd to move back. Cause she gonna need about 50 feet in each direction. But without further ado, we're gonna play a video, and then we're gonna bring her on, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. You're listening to and watching For the Culture Report on NEKEDIE Television.
Class but never paid attention. Fresh paper, number 2 pencil. Busy writing rhymes, staring out the window. I can see myself on billboard pictures. Little kid, but with a lot of vision. Single home, one television. I will wash the dishes, tell my little sisters I'ma make it one day in the music business. Grew up listening to Salt and Pepper, Roxanne Shante, and a couple others. Whatever happened to women and substance? Nowadays, only a couple others. So I fill my cup up with plenty of it. Double up, they say it's all or nothing. I was born with nothing, did a lot of struggling. So before I go, I'ma accomplish something. Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, look, hey, you are now rocking with the best, nigga. Real loud, this is not a test. All I need is a little time, just a minute more, not a second less. All the mother niggas went and took a rest, but these queens went and took it left. For these bars, you gon' need a rest, cause these bras are some lethal weapons. That's 9 on the beat. Got Roddy MC, Queen. We bomb when you know warning, so keep calm when you speak, nigga. Set it off with a bang, bang. We bout to murder the gang. Whether you heard of me or not, I'm making sure niggas remember the name. So how'd I flicker the flame? Coco, they say I'm sick in the brain. Me and you, we not the same. I'm in a whole nother lane. Say what you wanna, but you wanna pull me, I hit your ass up with them things. That's when you know I ain't playing. Nigga, the fuck is you saying? Now that's dope, nigga. Now that's dope, nigga. Yeah, now that's dope, nigga. Yeah, now that's dope,
yeah. Don't I hate waiting? Ain't I impatient? You mistakenly thought I was a rookie. I'm Gary Payton. My career to stand still. Shit feel like I've been blanking. I'm just saying I ain't delirious. I don't take nothing too serious.
Oh, now we rapping. Trina got me on my Kenilworth. A hungry artist, I eat a rapper for dinner first. I watch my circles, the energy and the inner worth. This game is sinister, that's why I call her minister. Hello? Remember her? The one that gave you battle rap and fanny packs. Watch them win awards on my accord. I want my Grammy back. Hand me that, give them what they want. It's 5 o'clock, hit up nonchalant. Like this for the city, for the dreamers, for the have-nots. The underdogs with big paws, I'm the mascot. Don't worry about the destination or the last stop. Hey, you ain't know we been dope, go play the last drop. Yeah, now that's dope, nigga. 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 Hey, I wanna ask a few questions. Will there be more sessions of you dropping blessings or telling me with these 21 questions? I will kill like 21 sessions. That will give you 21 blessings. That will teach you 21 lessons. That my lyrics always gon' have a higher percentage of some relevance. Yours narcoleptic, lazy, lack intelligence. No hate though, really wanna connect you dum-dum just like you Legos. In the meantime, kill so many more micro pesos. Cause hypothetical privileges got me all on my biblical. Nonchalant, you so lyrical, that is why we be feeling you. Flatline, nah, where the hell you been? Hate that line. Check 1, 2 on the mic, hit flames on the food, then making me that line. Flatline, another dead mic and I wake up the nonchalant. I did at my hiatus, so you listening to the greatest, baby. Yeah, now that's dope, nigga. Yeah, now that's dope, nigga.
that's dope, man. Yeah, that's dope, man. I'm so, 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 I'm so.
Ladies and gentlemen, the almighty KK, Kenilworth Katrina in the building. Woo. You just saw something that I want a lot of people, I want y'all to recognize something about this queen. When I talk about an innovator, she's one of the artists that I've seen. I've seen some artists with big pockets come out the DMV, and they'll go get features from like Cassidy, they'll you know, and they'll get the feature and things like that. But this queen right here, to actually be able to say nonchalant came out of retirement for this queen, raw to MC. She's been able and blessed with a skill set, a drive and a hustle where not too many artists, male or female, actually get to work with people that they looked up to coming up. Now, we're going back to like the Roxanne Shantays. We're talking about this queen just got back from London when Flint kicked off. She was one of the first peoples going out Flint with the U-Haul. And then what she does here, that's the crazy part, what she does here. And then if you have never seen this queen live, just stand back. And she comes in with a mob. Last show I think was at Illusions.
Killed
and she came in with like 5-6 MCs with her, and she's very unselfish. She was like, okay, it's my set, but everybody go. And nobody was like, hey, there's a set only supposed. They was like, hey. So with no, I do a lot of talking, KK. You know, I do a lot of talking, but Kenilworth Katrina, welcome to the program. Thank you so much, Queen, for joining us. Are you on?
No, I'm not.
There we go.
Okay.
Now we live. Now we
I
live.
appreciate y'all for having me, man. Thank
Now
y'all.
that video right there. Now a lot of people, because you were going live with Nonchalant before videography was ever put together, and then a lot of the other queens you work with, everybody, because you keep pushing things out. Where as soon as someone catches on to something, a project you got out, you're like, oh, okay, I released that, but you don't know what I'm working on right now.
Right, I know, man. That's just in me to do. Like I'm a very impatient person. Actually, a lot of people don't know that, but I'm very impatient, and so as soon as I do something, I am on to the next. Like people they do got to catch up because I be gone. Like I'm already gone. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah,
That's dope.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm pretty sure you get asked a lot. What started you in hip hop and in music? Because you also shoot your own videos. You have over 20, 30 something videos out?
I have over 53 videos.
Yeah.
Yep, I got 53.
My bad. I'm about a month behind.
No, it's all good. It's probably 54. And when I say that, that's including features. That's my own stuff. That's vlogs and different other things as well. So a total of like 53, 54. Of my solo videos, I got about like over 20 something. And then features in between. So yeah.
Because I remember you rocking with J Mel really heavy, your brother there.
Yo, yeah, Jamil, that's still my man. Shout out Jamil, yep. Subliminal Thought, we still, do music and you know what I'm saying, yep.
Now the topic of the show is education, and you being on is something I want people to understand, because we're talking about your hustle and your drive. We're talking about New York, we're talking about London, we're talking about Flint, we're talking about going out Cali, being everywhere all the time.
She was at Stankonia too, man. She
Yeah.
was at Stankonia studio.
And then with the OG Kane hitting Atlanta, always taking opportunities, never saying no. But then we were talking a couple months back, and you were just finishing up your electrician certification. So you were going to school while all this was going on.
I haven't finished yet. This is my last year. I actually, before I came here, I just went to sign into school and left. Like, my teacher knows what I do. So, like, my classes are Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm a fourth-year apprentice, electrical apprentice. So, March of 2020, then I'll have my certification as a certified electrical journeyman. Then.
How?
I know. My mother be saying the same thing. Like, I want to I have a goal. I want to be a national, global, famous artist, and it takes a lot of work. Like this, for real, I don't even be feeling like I be doing enough. I really do.
Me,
like,
I feel you.
You know, those people in the industry, man, they work. That's what they say. Beyonce took her 8 months. She rehearsed for 8 months for a one-day show. Like, they do, like, the stuff we do here is nothing. You know, you go to the studio, you record, you shoot a video, like, and you do a show and you do it radio, and that be all in, it be spaced out. It don't be like you did all that in one day. You know what I'm saying? You do all that in one day and then you work. Do that for 5 days straight. Yeah. That's work to me. You know
that's what I'm saying. But you do, and on top of that,
yeah,
you put together.
On top of that, I go to work. I work 6 to 2:30 or 7 to 3, whichever way, and then I go to school after that. And in between, I do all of this. So yeah.
So like and then because I wanted to bring something up on education because I don't want people to just focus on your music. Mm-hmm. You also started a game show, an educational game show didn't that get picked up by the school districts? It's
in the works. There's some things in the works I can't really speak on now, but there's some great big things in the works, and that came by me having like a music class in Northeast and around Paradise and Mayfair. I would mentor to the youth like once or twice, like every couple of months.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I just like try to think of something that would be fun for them. You know, I remember as a kid, you don't want nobody coming in lecturing you. So you want to do something fun for the kids, something fun. And I thought of a game show, and I piggybacked off of Family Feud, but I made it my own, like a musical Family Feud. And just made it relevant to what they're listening to today, of course, but also slip in some stuff from my era so that they can learn something. And, you know, just everybody was just like, you need to, like, make that a national game. Like, it was not my idea to make it, like, that was the sponsors, just different people. Like, no, you need to, and it just is really taking off. Yeah, like, it's crazy, man. So, yep, I got that. It's called See How Much You Know. I thought of that on my own too. Like, they just really gave me a lot of freedom to like really do whatever I want to do with my game show, and it's just dope. And I got you know, it's from the ages of 12 to 18 for any youth that want to be on the show. Just holler at me. Yeah.
See, yeah. I told you that they don't call it an almighty KK for nothing. I mean, this is when we talk about, just like you said, some people swear they're working. They swear they're doing, you know, I'm doing the most. Y'all can't keep up with me. Wait till you see what I do next. And you never do that. Yeah, you never tell people, wait till you see what I'm doing next. You just pop out. And something else I had to ask you, is I've noticed the communities, wherever you go, the communities, the youth, the adults, the old heads, the people same age group, everybody embraces you. Like, a lot of your videos are community shot. Yeah. Like, one of my favorites from yours, because you know how I am.
I know.
That free food.
Oh, yeah.
The messages on the plates and all. Yeah. I was like, see, now that's simple, but it's complex. Yeah. It's a way to push a message out without being, like you said, without being lecturing or intrusive.
Right, because you don't want to come across like that. And, you know, I direct all my videos too. Like, everything you see, I put it together. You know, just wanting to stand out, to be different, because there's so many talented people out here, and you have to think, what can I do to stand out? And just far as, like, I'm from D.C., and I feel that you have to be out here. You have to, the people got to be able to touch you. You can't be such a celebrity or so whatever that you can't relate to the people. Like, and I've been in the streets before. Like, people have always known me for music, and I've always been a good person. So when I just really went forward with everything, of course, like, everybody's going to back me up because they know I'm a genuine person. And I've always been like this. I always wanted to see people win. Even when I didn't have the, you know, where I am now, I always wanted to see us win as a people, not just my crew. I'm talking about as a people. And that whoever I come across, people I work with, I want to help them. They never got a chance to, you know, my coworkers, man, they talk to me about, man, I ain't never played basketball. I wanted to always have my own league. Like, and then I keep a mental note of that because I want to help them. I always want to help somebody. I always want to, and I'm not even in a position to do that, but I just want to, and that's why God continues to bless me, and that's why I continue to win.
That's exactly what
because my heart is just, it's right.
Now, I tell you one thing that everybody knows about Kenilworth, Katrina, them bars are genuine.
Oh, yeah.
Them bars, like, it's nonstop. I mean, it's a simple question, but what overwhelms the almighty KK? When does the almighty KK get overwhelmed? What puts you in that spot where you're like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do? Because it seemed to me, and I've been rocking with you for years, sis, you just make things happen.
Yeah, because that's just the type of person I am. It's not going to get done if I don't do it. Like I told you, I'm very impatient, and I just want things to happen. Like, but when do I get overwhelmed? Okay, here's something. Okay, I had to think about that because I don't really like.
I was about to say,
nothing really bothers me like that. But this is what I would tell you. Something that a lot of people don't know about me. When I did the Constitution Hall, when I performed there, or when I did the Kennedy Center, and I'm around celebrities, and I'm backstage the whole time for hours chilling with Rhapsody and Lake 47, the K-Lake 47, and or Dana Dane and Kool Mo D and MC Light and Dougie Fresh. That to me, and then I do all of this all night, right? I'm around these celebrities, I'm chilling with them, I'm encouraging them. Then I'm not never even telling them I'm an artist, just being around them. Because I want people to get to know me first before I be like, yeah, I rap. Long story short, I do all this stuff, and then the next day I have to go to work. That's overwhelming to me.
Wow.
That is what drives me crazy. That's like a fucking plane crash. Excuse me. That's like a plane crash.
I got you.
And then I'm taking off, and then reality setting, and I open my eyes, and I'm back at work. I'm back in the code. I'm back wiring up switches and receptacles. I'm back, and I just was with these people last night. I was with Rhapsody last night. I was with that. To me, like, it's no words for that.
Energy. I feel you.
It's no words for that. It's like I want to live that life every day. They gone on to the next city, they gone to the next concert, the next show, and I'm gone back to work. That to me is like. That's what motivates me to
respect.
Because I don't want to, like, don't get me wrong. I'm thankful for for the certification that I'm gonna get. I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful for school. But I want to be a I want to be a famous world. You feel what I'm saying?
But you are though.
I mean,
but I understand what you're saying. You want the level to go up. You want that volume to turn up.
People put me to. I'm thankful for everything, for all the things that God have blessed me to achieve, and to how people look at me. But to me, it's not enough.
And I think that's what separates you.
It's not enough, and it keeps me humble. Cause I still go to work, and I still go to school, just like it. And I still, up until a month ago, I was riding a train and a bus with everybody. God bless me with a car, thank God. But I'm just saying, like, that's what make me relatable to everybody. I'm not that big that I'm not. You might see me on the W4. You might see me getting off at Congress Heights, because that's where the hell I live at.
Now,
you gonna see me.
Now, do you ever have to stop people around, like when you're on public transportation?
Oh yeah,
right?
it's crazy.
And you get off like the people on the public transportation, they see you and they see you're humble, quiet queen. But then you get off at a stop and like people like, hey yo,
yeah, they want
that's
selfies.
KK.
They want
and people look at you like, who was I just sitting next to?
They do.
She the real deal.
I mean, and that's cool. And I treat them like I knew them, even if I didn't know them. And that's cool. But again, it's not enough for me. I don't want to just be a local celebrity. It's not enough. It's not. I would never be walking around like, yeah, because that's not enough for me.
What you say? What I tell people? I tell people, don't be working to be the sharpest spoon in the drawer now.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to. I've been grinding for years, and a lot of people know that. Eddie Kane knows. Shout out to Eddie Kane, man. One of the first people that gave me a lot of opportunities, different shows we did. We came a long way, man. I came a long way, man. And it's still a lot more work I gotta do.
Well, why don't we get into one of these tracks we got by the almighty KK? Okay. Let the people hear some of why we love Kenilworth Katrina so much. Yeah. We're blessed to have her on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenilworth Katrina for the Culture Report. Yogi One of Yo, Dave Anonymous. Let's rock the crowd real quick. Let them know why the love goes so heavy. Local celebrity. Straight.
Local at all.
You international and everything. You got stamps on the passport and all that.
Man, what? She just want more.
You hear me? That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Man.
Yes, sir. You.
One quick second, because you ain't give me no. I need to get your logo. So.
Oh, you good? You good?
Yeah, you know. And like I said, it's not like down on you. It's just
meet me after school, yeah. I'll be with the cool kids, yeah. Just be trying to stay up out the way. Yeah. But the drip is too much. Yeah. Put on the wall, posted with a cool bunch. Yeah. Like I'm on top. Go ahead, nigga, talk that talk. Go ahead, nigga, talk that talk. Like I'm on top. Go ahead, nigga, talk that talk. Foot on that neck. Like I'm on top. Bitch, I'm the best. I got a flex. Shitting on niggas. Thought I forgot, I remember. I do not fuck with you niggas. Them niggas bad for business. Follow the drip. You wanna know how to get it. They wanna know how I did it. I'm out here making a killing. My team up next. Y'all niggas waiting in line. Ain't no one waiting for mine. I'm like Ali in his prime, boy. Ain't no one matching my fly. I got impeccable style. I got a gap on my mouth. Bitches be loving a smile, boy. I got a lot I can say. I cannot help, I'm amazing. None of you niggas can face it. I turn up any occasion. I get it started, walk in the party. Bitch, I'm a crowd sensation. Me and them no relation. I don't do confrontation. I'm with the cool kids, I just be coolin'. Niggas don't really be saying. We just be coolin', baby. Just be trying to stay up out the way. Yeah. But the drip is too much. Yeah. Foot on the wall, posted with a cool bunch. Yeah. Like I'm on top. Go ahead, nigga, talk that talk. Like I'm on top. Go ahead, nigga, talk that talk.
Oh, yes. Cranking with the almighty KK, Kenilworth Katrina, DMV's own, the queen in the building. Just cranked out to one of them tracks right there. I asked her something off air. She's like, nah. Ask me that on air. And I wanted to ask her because I think like the topic that she was speaking on about how a lot of people would view you as you made it or you're right there. You know what I'm saying? Because the stamps, everybody knows you when you go different places. People in different states flock you the same way they do in your hometown. But one of the things that that people that have a high drive in life, normally there's a sacrifice. Yes. And some people think it's Illuminati stuff. It's not Illuminati. It's just normal everyday people stuff. And some people don't get that people with a high drive to succeed in avenues that other people, they look at and they're like, man, nah, that ain't even for me. One of the sacrifices is personal relationships. How does your drive, your momentum, your motivation, you getting up and doing all this? Because I mean, sometimes I want to ask you, when do you sleep? But I know what it is. Like I operate on, I allow myself a certain amount of hours of sleep per week. So if I have to be up,
you do it per week.
That's military, man. Like your body can operate off of a certain amount of food and can like fully function, and you're actually better. You're actually better if you don't like for myself. I was always taught since a kid. Like my stepdad when we would have work to do in the house or the yard, my mom would be like, it's time to eat lunch. He ain't eating until he's done working, because as soon as you eat, you get lazy.
Yep, it do. That's true.
And and that's part of like, and metaphorically, when it comes to like music, entertainment, or anything that you have for yourself, if you take that meal before you reach your goal, you're going to get lazy and feel like, oh, I got this, I'm good to go. And you won't have that literal hunger to accomplish and finish. You're going to get it done fast. And I wasn't allowed to get it done quick. If it wasn't done right, you're going to redo the whole thing over.
That's right.
But that question, with your drive, with your momentum, especially with your notoriety, everybody knows you. Like, I work to when I see you out at venues, I'll tap you on the shoulder before I just hug you, because I don't want anybody to get in there,
She be guarded.
She like guarded like a
Guards.
mug.
Guards.
No, I don't.
But it's usually the brothers. It's usually the same brothers. It's like whenever we see anybody, and it's like I say, it's not a competition. I mean, it's a peer group.
Yeah.
Everybody's in a different class in some way, but it's a peer group. We all love each other. When we see each other, it's not going to be nothing crazy. We just all love seeing each other's energy and all. But for yourself, how does your career and the way that you handle your career and everything you do, how does that affect your personal relationships?
So far as my relationships, like, you can't really have a relationship when you're like grinding like this. Real life. Like, I know that's going like, you're not going, niggas not going to want to hear that. People not going to want to receive that. But I'm going to tell you why I say that. I've had several relationships since I've been grinding, and none of them worked out. And what I've learned out of them, when I came up out of them, I learned this. When you coming into a relationship with somebody off bucks, you gotta know, you gotta ask them what are their goals. Cause some people, you had different goals. You got what you want to do, and they got something they trying to accomplish by 30 or this age or that age, and it just clash. So first of all, y'all gotta ask each other, like, what do you want? Like, that's one thing I never did. I never did that with my relationships. You just attracted to somebody, you want to be with them, and then you care about that person, so you go and lax on stuff that you would do for yourself because you cared about their feelings and you want to make them happy and da-da-da. But then that backlashes your stuff. Like, it puts your stuff on the back burner. So what I would say, what I have learned for myself, you can't have a relationship when you're doing this. You can't.
This is your relationship. Your relationship with your goals is your relationship.
That's heavy.
Now, when you get out there or whatever and you have time to take time for yourself, like a break or whatever for that, and that's going to take some years for you to do that. Just breaking out into the industry or whatever have you, but when you have time, then you can focus on that. But I can't focus on that. I can't. That's a distraction for me. Because I'm going to care about who I'm dealing with. I'm going to care about their feelings. I'm going to care about the time. And that's the number one thing they complain about, time. Time.
Hey, that's
you know what I'm saying? So,
but I be saying fax machine.
Man, what?
Yeah, time, man.
That's heavy. That was a heavy. Hey.
Now, we have a little bit more time here. So what I want to do is I want to play another track and segue in. Well, we're going to do the video and the track back to back. And when we come back, we're going to let everybody know. If you don't already know how to get a hold of Kenilworth Katrina for booking, for shows, if you want to know everything she got coming up, we're going to get to that as soon as we come back from this video and song break. The almighty KK, Kenilworth Katrina, DMV's own, in the building, live on Florida Culture Report. We are blessed.
Yo, Hannah, how's it going, mate?
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, man, look, I'm going to go
Back to Westfield Mall and get them shoes, man.
You know them joints was tight.
Yeah, them joints look tight.
All right, one. Talk to you later.
Swiss Frankie.
I'm not a regular nigga. I'm not a regular nigga. Bitch, I belong on the stage. No shade to none of you niggas. I can't do minimum wage. Nope. I need some millions in the safe. I'm talking really to make it. Bitch, ain't no smile on my face. Won't get the fuck out my way. Don't you compare me to niggas. No. Me and them, we not the same. No. I'm like a wraith. I'm in a whole nother lane. Ain't got no brakes. It's a green light the whole way. Make no mistake. Yeah. Bitch, I was born to be great. Before I start on my day, I bow my hands in my grave. I do not have no complaints. My God is truly amazing. Remember them nights and them days. We had to rely on the stage. They thought I never would make it. I put my foot to the pavement. Thanks. Shout the old niggas and the old bitches that I used to hang with. Sometimes you don't leave the game with the same niggas that you came with. End of the road.
My stop, this the pot, I'm hopping off the train. That's still the same bitch. Before I start on my day, I bow my heads in my grave. I do not have no complaints. My God is truly amazing. Remember them nights and them days. We had to rely on the state. They thought I never would make. I put my foot to the pavement. Thanks.
Very much true. Well, we were talking about that. So, Almighty KK, we just got done with another video of yours out there right now. That's the one you shot in London, correct?
Yes, yep. Shout out my man Gareth. My man Gareth, man, shot that out there, man. It was dope. It's my man.
So let the people know where they can find you. I know you got a show coming up Sunday with Howie Doolittle, the Brother Trife Gang. You'll be there as well. And I know you always bring up a sniper. You got them sniper shots. You always bring some dope MCs with you. But let the people know where they can find you, what shows you got coming up, and where they can find all your music at, Queen.
Definitely, man. Y'all can follow me on all social media platforms at Kenilworth Katrina. That's on everything, you know. Whatever you could Google me, Kenilworth Katrina, and everything will pop up. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's that famous shit right there. You can Google me.
Right.
You got time for bars?
Hey, man, like, we could do something, man.
Ooh. All right. Well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep this episode dedicated to Kenilworth Katrina, your work and what you've been doing. We had somebody here that wanted to spit some bars, go into the cipher, ran short on time. But until next week, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode number 2 for the Culture Report. Yogi 1AO, Dave Anonymous, the Sister Kenilworth Katrina, DMV stand up, we are on the rise. Shout out and salute the OG.
Bitch, I think I'm Boosie Collins, I be on that super what? I feel like I'm super bad, I hit me a super blunt. I develop superpowers, bitch, we call that super funk. Come and get this 2 for 1, you do for sure. Let's go. Bitch, I think I'm Boosie Collins, I be on that super what? I feel like I'm super bad, I hit me a super blunt. I develop superpowers, bitch, we call that super funk. Come and get this 2 for 1, you do for some. Let's go. Just remember I said it. Anybody here can get it. I feel like I'm super bad. I hit me a super blunt. I develop superpowers. I make it this 2 for 1. You do for some. Let's go. Just remember I said it. Anybody here can get it. Just remember I said it. Anybody here can get it. Just remember I said it. Anyone here can get it. Anyone here can get it. Anyone here can get it. Just remember I said it. Anybody here can get it. Just remember I said it. Anybody here can get it. Just remember I said it. Anyone here can get it. Anyone here can get it. Anyone here can get it. You can come and get it right now. He make a move, then it's lights out. 300 like the movies. Niggas swore it was a blackout. Fuck 12, I done maxed out. Grew up on the corner by crack houses. Made it out through the skin of my teeth. Time to ball Jerry Stackhouse. Northeast, we don't back out. 100 rounds goes back out. I ain't really with the shits. Let me get it for you, sis. Everybody got a team with them. I'ma get it, no assist. Bitch, I'm coming for the win. Look at the flick of the wrist. Number 1 up on the list. Top 5 on the best. I came and ate off the game. Let's cross for the rest. Ain't no one here to contest. Super bad, super fresh. Zilla in the flesh. And you can tell by the gas. Bitch, I think I'm Boosie Collins. I be on that super what? I feel like I'm super bad. I hit me a super blunt. I develop superpowers. Bitch, we call that super funk. Come and get this 2 for 1. You do for some. Let's go. Bitch, I think I'm Boosie Collins. I be on that super what? I feel like I'm super bad. I hit me a super blunt. I develop superpowers. Bitch, we call that super funk. Come and get this 2 for 1. You do for some. Let's go. Let's work. Just remember I said it. Anybody here can get it. Just remember I said it. Anybody here can get it. Just remember I said it. Anyone here can get it. Anyone here can get it. Anyone here can get it. Bitch, I think I'm Boosie Collins. I be on that super what? I feel like I'm super bad. I hit me a super blunt. I develop superpowers. Bitch,
all right, we have another special guest with us this evening. Coming off the momentum of the Monday Night Bar Exam, Dave Anonymous.
Yes.
We have this section called the Bartenders. The OG Eddie Kane said, look, 16, go. Introduce yourself. Let them know where you from. Spit fire for them, fam.
This is Taj Fox from the DMV, 5150 Hillcrest. I'm DMV to death. And everything I'm rhyming on is a reminder that Fox is a phenomenon. And I didn't do my job if you're not alarmed, cause I treat the beat just like we popping in the octagon. And my spar session is like a bar lesson. And now I'm pushing to the limit, man, I hard press it. And in the stretch, I'm like Emmets for the yards pressing, cause I learned how to keep my stride through the hard pressure. Stay on my A game, line stay heavy like a freight train. That was way before my heavyweight game. I'm in the next gen, but I don't really play games. My dogs get the bark and I ain't talking about a Great Dane. Slick talker, been rules and I break laws of gravity, cause tragedy every 8 bars. Deadlifting the game just like it ain't hard. The new LL, cause I rock bells and take broads. I'm getting higher than a takeoff. The hotter the flow, the hotter the payoff. So I can never really afford to take a day off and keep a 9-9 like I was going to play golf. And it's only for the haters. I leave without a scratch like tables and no faders.
Now,
and that's all we're gonna do, baby.
Man, now you know what? I'm gonna do it. Let me see. I'm gonna do it for you. You just need. I don't know why I'm so blessed. I don't know what I did. I think my karma is paid up. I don't know what I did in my past life to be around so many talented people, have so many opportunities. Until next week, we're going to bring you more. I promise. Next week, we got a legend, another legend in the game in the DMV coming on. Next week, we bringing you 20 Bello, a.k.a. Crank King. We're going to talk about what he's been doing in the community, what he's been doing for the youth, and what he's done for the MCs out here. On my part, Yogi 1AO, Dave Anonymous, I want to thank Taj Fox for coming through some serious bars. That got me excited. Kenilworth, Katrina the Almighty, KK for coming through. Shout out to OG Eddie Kane, NEKEDIE Television for the Culture Report. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, we are out.